HarperCollins presents The Story Shop by Christie Barlow, read by Charlie Sanderson. For Julie Wetherill, you're simply the best, an amazing friend, my go-to travel buddy, and the queen of making me belly laugh. Thank you for being there for all the adventures, the chats, and the gin, obviously. Life's better with you in it. This one's for you. Prologue. Amelia. Puffin Island, with its windswept cliffs and rugged coastline, had once been a place of belonging and stability for Amelia Brown. But now, with every inch of it carrying memories of her father, taken too soon in a tragic yacht accident, it was a place of sadness and grief. Ethan Brown had loved her with his whole heart and nourished her love of the written word, first teaching her to read, then how to write with passion. But now he was gone, and Amelia was alone. Her stomach churned as she ascended the narrow, creaking staircase leading to Edgar Carmichael's office. The old solicitor had been a fixture of Puffin Island for as long as anyone could remember, and his office, tucked above an antique shop on Anchor Way, was small and unassuming, and its faded sign hanging precariously from a rusty chain outside was the only hint that it was there. Despite its modest exterior, this was the hallowed ground where countless Puffin Island family legacies had been determined, and today it would see her own fate decided. The smell of coffee hit Amelia as she stepped into the dimly lit room. Edgar's office was a time capsule, every surface adorned with signs of a life spent in quiet contemplation. Shelves sagged under the weight of thick legal volumes and dusty files from cases long closed. The large oak desk was the room's centerpiece, its surface covered with papers, but still meticulously organized. To the left of the desk, a small window allowed slivers of the afternoon light to seep in. Edgar had been a friend of her father's for many years. Dressed in a worn but neat suit, he was in his late 60s, with salt and pepper hair that curled in an unruly way at the nape of his neck. His pale blue eyes, sharp and discerning, were half hidden behind a pair of wire-rimmed glasses that were perpetually slipping down his nose. Edgar had lived on the island all his life and established himself as the go-to solicitor for nearly all of the island's residents. He knew every family's history and every bit of gossip, the fact that he kept himself very much to himself, making him the ideal keeper of secrets. "Amelia," he said, standing as she entered, his voice kind but subdued. "I'm terribly sorry for the circumstances. Please, have a seat." Amelia managed a thin smile and sat down. Feeling anxious, she looked at him. "Thank you, Edgar. I don't understand any of this. The accident. This will reading. Everything feels wrong." He nodded, his face solemn. "I understand. Your father's passing was a shock to all of us." Before Amelia could respond, the door to the office creaked open again, and in swept Vivian Langford, looking every bit the villain Amelia had come to know her as. She was dressed all in black, her raven hair cascading down her back in glossy waves, her lips painted the colour of fresh blood. The sharp clicking of her heels on the wooden floorboards echoed in the small room like a death knell as she walked to her seat with an air of self-assurance, her dark eyes glimmering as she cast a brief, dismissive glance at Amelia. "Ah, Edgar, darling," she purred, her voice thick with faux warmth. "I trust this won't take too long." Amelia stiffened in her seat, her gaze locked on the woman who had come between her and her father. Vivian had waltzed into Ethan Brown's life like a storm, sweeping him away with her charm and ambition. As a successful literary agent, she knew how to get what she wanted, and she'd set her sights on Amelia's father, and now, apparently, on everything he owned. Edgar cleared his throat and gestured for Vivian to take a seat. "We'll begin shortly." Vivian sat with the grace of a cat, her legs crossed and her hands resting elegantly on her knee, a slight smirk playing on her lips. Amelia's blood boiled as she watched Vivian's smug composure, knowing full well that this woman had been the catalyst for everything that had gone wrong in her relationship with her father just before he passed away. The fights, the distance, the final estrangement, all of it led back to Vivian. Edgar fumbled with a stack of papers on his desk, clearly uncomfortable with the tension.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?